You know, Tara, there's a saying, no good deed goes unpunished. So this past Friday, it was Valentine's, and money's a little tight right now, so we couldn't do anything extensive. But I thought, you know what would be really cool? I'll go and get Chinese lunch because Sarah hasn't had Chinese in a while, and I'll pick up lunch and I'll take it to her at work, and she'll have, Chinese at work. And I'm like, this is a nice thing to do.
That's really sweet.
So
I was chasing a toy around behind me.
I went to a Chinese place we'd eaten at before. I'm not naming names, and you'll find out why in a second. Oh no. And I got her shrimp with snow peas, and I got myself the sesame chicken. And we both had fried rice and whatnot. And I got dropped off her lunch. She was very happy about it. It was very cool. And I went home to eat mine. Sarah was fine. The sesame chicken betrayed me.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no. You guys
made me a custom GIF.
I had from Friday evening until early Sunday morning, like in the wee early hours, I was practicing the Technicolor yawn. I was calling Ralph on the porcelain phone. I was shouting for Huey. I was it was remarkable because you think there can't be any more, right? Yeah. At a certain point, you're like, there simply can't be any more, but there is. Somehow there is. Somehow. And I got that. This is a weird thing. I don't know if you've ever experienced it. It normally happens when I'm nauseous, but not always. Have you ever gotten to you can't decide if you're about to sneeze or throw up?
No.
It's weird. It's like, I get it. It's like, I might sneeze right now, but it also feels I also feel kind of nauseous. So I'm not sure what's about to happen.
That's horrifying.
It is. It is horrifying. Because either way, something's coming out of your mouth. It's a little bit of a cleanup or it's a lot of a cleanup.
Yeah.
So I
will say one of the very, very few, and I say few with meaning, one of the very few perks of having to do chemo is they give you anti-nausea meds. And I didn't need them a lot during chemo. I mainly did like ginger root and got by on that. So I have a little stockpile. And I know, like, it's not like having a stockpile of Oxy. They're little anti-nausea meds. They don't really have any side effects. You take them as needed. So, like, it's kind of nice to have those because if I just feel a type of way, pop one of those and I'm good.
And yet I do not have those.
I will run out eventually, and that will be a little sad.
So it was adventure. So yeah, that love sucks is what I'm saying.
Well, no, you did a nice thing, and I'm sure she appreciated.
Don't express affection for another human, or else you'll be vomiting for days. That's the lesson here, kids. That's the lesson.
That's the wrong lesson. That's the wrong lesson to take away from all this.
I'm just happy she didn't get it too, because that would have been like really. We actually this week we have another. I like how this keeps happening. We have another really weird story, but it's actually kind of heartwarming at the end. So
that's what we need in these uncertain times.
I mean, we've got the regular stupid shit too, but we've
need
got
silliness and frivolity.
So let's get into it. Each week, Catherine, the Radio Dead Air audience, go out in the worldwide interwebs, find all sorts of horrible stuff, bring back here for a little segment we like to call What the Fuck Is Wrong With You? And let me get the thing in place so it's over here so we can begin. I should prepare better. I don't prepare better, but so what? Here we go.
I mean, if you started now, it would be weird.
All right, we're I believe this is Australia. And this never stops. This is so weird how the evolution of crime. 20 years ago, when this actually closer to 30 years ago, when this franchise began, I never would have imagined that this is where it would take grown-ass human adult men. Charges laid after $50,000 worth of Pokemon cards found at Melbourne home. And look at all
the meme. The kids won't remember this meme. You want to see my Pokemons? Every time we get one of those stories, I picture that guy. Did they smash and grab Pokemon?
They smashed. Look at all the glass fucking everywhere. 4 people have been charged after police dismantled an organized crime syndicate allegedly involved in burglaries targeting Pokemon cards across Melbourne. Police allege the group stole 6 cryptocurrency ATMs and committed a series of burglaries at collector card stores since mid-January. Group also allegedly targeted 3 collectible card stores in Epping, Moonee Ponds, and Umemmering. I'm probably saying that terrible. Someone in Australia is going, oi!
There's so many pop-ups on my screen that I can't even read the story. This website sucks.
Why don't you have an ad blocker? You need an ad blocker.
I do. And with the ad blocker, I still have like 4 there's like a fucking survey it wants me to take.
Mine does
I'm
not
so
have that.
old right now.
Mine does not have that.
I can't read it. There's too many windows.
Detectives believe the group allegedly used stolen cars to commit the crimes. About $50,000 worth of trading cards, including Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and Dragon Ball Z were found. 5 allegedly stolen firearms, 100 car keys to allegedly stolen cars, ammunition, a pill press machine, and stolen power tools were all seized by police.
A pill press?
A pill press for making drugs.
You know, organized crime. You used to hear the phrase organized crime and think it's like a protection racket.
Right.
They're selling drugs. They're running casinos.
They do a bust out, they they get in deep to debt and they ruin your business, Now
it's Pokemon.
Pokemon. It's grown men smashing open window. And also, I want to point out, one of them is wearing shorts. Bro, you just smashed glass, and you showed up to the robbery in shorts.
To be fair, they live in Australia. He's probably been bitten by so many snakes he can't even feel his legs.
I think the problem here is they can only find one fence who had a very specific niche.
Yeah.
Can you move drugs? No. Can you move stolen cars? No. What can you move? Pokemon cards.
Don't you kind of want them to reboot? Don't you kind of want them to reboot like The Sopranos? Except that he runs Pokemon cards.
I could just imagine Tony Soprano being like, what the fuck is this? The fucking Pokemon cards. The fuck? Can you believe that?
Hey, I gave you that Jigglypuff last week. Where's my fucking money? Jigglypuff.
Just imagine someone come into the club with this shit and Tony would shoot them in the head.
Yeah.
The fuck? What is wrong with you? Now, this one is one of those instances where, you know what? The cops deserve to lose this. You dumb fucks. So we've had instances of the police putting out feelers and trying to find people they're wanted on social media. And then those people responding and getting caught. And then we have these lame dipshits. Like, just, you're so stupid. I ain't hard to find. Florida woman and sheriff's office engaged in social media taunting battle over warrant.
Why?
A Florida woman and a Florida sheriff's office appear to be trading barbs in a viral social media battle over an outstanding warrant and investigative work efforts. On Tuesday, the Alakua County Sheriff's Office uploaded a wanted poster on Facebook requesting the public's help for information on the whereabouts of Quanteria Panky Richardson, 27. The poster reads, Richardson has outstanding warrant since December 24th for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. That was just the beginning. In quick succession, a Facebook user identified as Richardson shared the department's post with sarcastic caption reading, "Shit, I ain't hard to find. Do your job." Richardson's post prompted dozens of additional Facebook users to also share the law enforcement wanted poster, but with an eye toward amusement instead of turning the wanted woman in. After that, it was the sheriff's office turn. In a since-deleted Facebook post, the agency replied, "Hey, Richardson, low-key, you ate that. Lucky for you, we are used to those who play hard to get. Real talk."
Used, not used. It's supposed to be used to. That's not what the fucking cops typed, though.
Yeah. Real talk, be our Valentine. Slide into our DMs, and we will pick you up in custom green and white whip. We have jewelry that will fit your wrist perfectly, and we have already reserved the best bed and breakfast in town. See you soon. Son. The woman reportedly replied, "Y'all mad now. Now come get me."
See, the thing is, when you're the cops and you're in like an online diss battle, you're already Drake.
Yeah, you're already Drake. You.
The second you participate, you're Drake, and it's the Super Bowl.
Like at that point, like a 13-year-old is your Kendrick at that point.
Yeah. You've already lost.
Here's the punchline. As of this writing, there is not a female inmate with the last name of Richardson in the county jail.
Wow.
Apparently she is that hard to find.
Yeah.
Just the audacity of saying, you know what, fucking come get me if you can. And they're trying to stunt on her and shit.
Yeah, they wrote her a little AAVE Valentine note.
Right? They're trying, like, what is up, fellow kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
They deserve to lose this. She deserves to just, live the rest of her life scot-free.
We've been told we have Riz.
It's like those videos they have, those ironic ones where they have like older people doing like advertisements using the hip kid lingo, and those are kind of precious.
I keep trying to get either one of my cat shelters to do that, and they won't.
Those are a little precious. This is the opposite of that.
Yeah, no.
You dumb fucks. More Florida. Good God, we have a lot of Florida this week. Jesus Christ.
But you're right. Like, I hope she gets away with it. I hope they never catch her.
This is more Florida. Drunk Florida man, which we're off to a good start there. Drunk Florida man hits a pole and sits outside of 7-Eleven with no pants. Florida man was so drunk he forgot about wrecking his car outside of a 7-Eleven without any pants. 24-year-old, and this name is amazing. 24-year-old Bonifacio Tiburcio. Okay, I'm going to get this right because it's an amazing name. Bonifacio Tiburcio Manuel. I got it. Left a party.
Came all this way. Had to explain straight from Bill Bonifacio. Hit the 7-Eleven. Was too drunk, but I had no pants though.
Tara, don't. That was what did you, no. Stop it. No.
Look, that was on the fly. I think that was pretty good. No prep.
Tiburcio Manuel left a party to head to a gas station for more alcohol and woke up behind bars. According to Leesburg police officers responded to the scene after the man hit a concrete pole in front of a 7-Eleven. As police approached the wrecked blue Ford sedan, they noticed that Tiburcio Manuel was sitting in the driver's seat without pants on. His wet pants were in the passenger seat beside 2 empty beer cans. There's like a less horrible reason his pants are wet, and there's a really horrible reason his pants are wet. And I don't want to know which.
And they smell the same. They
smell exactly the same. You don't buy beer, you rent it. When officers asked for his license, he provided a Mexican ID. Turns out he'd never been issued a driver's license, which made his charges worse. Upon exiting the vehicle he couldn't stand, he admitted to drinking but didn't say how much.
Enough.
Tiburcio Manuel refused to perform a field sobriety test but provided breath samples of .256 and .260. Holy crap. He was arrested on charges of DUI and not having a driver's license. When you are at a point in life and you find yourself outside of a 7-Eleven, your car's fucked, and you don't have any pants on, and you don't know why, it's time to take stock.
You left the party to get more alcohol, which you clearly did not need.
No, you were fine. You were well-stocked, personally well-stocked.
All you had to do was stay at the fucking party.
Yeah. And you would have been fine. But this is kind of like being your own Sherlock and Moriarty all in the same time, because you have to decipher a mystery you've left for yourself.
Yeah. It's like being the guy from Memento. Right?
Except instead of, having a condition, you're just really fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
I get that sometimes, but it's just because I have ADHD. I'm currently missing 3 pairs of sunglasses.
Don't you love that? You set them down. You set them down, and you're like 5 seconds later, you're like, wait a minute.
There's like 2 places I ever put down my sunglasses because I know I have ADHD and I will lose them. And I live on the surface of the fucking sun. So even when it's cloudy, I need sunglasses. Like the fucking elves. They're gone.
And not to be like, the poor cops, but when you're a cop and there's a guy with no pants, it's like, that's not something you want to deal with.
And his pants are next to him and they're wet.
Yeah. Like, maybe this is God's way of saying, don't be a cop. Don't be a cop. Don't do something else. Anything else with your life.
I just wrote that banger of a Valentine to that chick we're trying to catch, and now I got to deal with this shit.
Jesus wept. It's more Florida. We're going over to Miami-Dade for this one. This one has got such a vicious, just a horrific visual of a part of this story. I can write a horror film based on just the description alone. We'll get there. Hold on.
Speaking of visuals, have you? Sorry, I won't do it. Have you seen the anglerfish?
Yeah, the one that I saw him. Yeah. Anyway,
people are like, it's so inspiring, and it makes me sad.
Miami-Dade deputies arrest man accused of exposing self to Dollar Tree customers. Now, right off the bat, if you're taking out your penis in the Dollar Tree, you've taken a lot of wrong turns in your life. Not only you are off the GPS at that point. But it gets worse. A man was arrested Thursday night after deputies say he exposed himself and engaged in inappropriate behavior inside a Dollar Tree store in Miami-Dade. Manuel Rio Pedre. There we go. Manuel Rio Pedre. Pedre, am I saying that right? Rio Pedre.
I think so.
Yeah, Rio Pedre. 42 years old, my God, was taken into custody on one count of indecent exposure. Incident occurred 5:30 p.m. at the Dollar Tree. Deputies say a woman shopping in the store noticed Rio Pedre following her while behaving inappropriately. Concerned for her safety, investigators say the woman began recording it with her phone. Moments later, this description, Rio Pedre exposed himself and began masturbating while maintaining eye contact with her. That is a whole lot. They
sell bleach at the Dollar Tree?
I think they do.
You need to pour bleach on that dick.
That is a whole level of fucked up. Is when there's a stranger.
You need to just calmly go to the bleach aisle, pick up a bottle, pour it on his dick. You're never going to learn.
There's a stranger just happily spanking it right in front of you and locking eyes with you.
Honestly, happens on the New York subway more than you'd expect.
That is a haunting image. Just walking down the aisle, on one side, there's like the discount USB cables. On the other side, there's like those kitchen utensils that no one's ever going to buy at the fucking Dollar Tree. And he's just shuffling towards you, pants down. Just locking. You don't want to get locked in. That.
Now, I joke, but the reason people are like, wow, she didn't kick him in the dick. No, I joke about that, but women will almost never do that because that's how we get murdered.
Like, so when the time comes and you are at the pearly gates and you meet the Lord Almighty, I think if it were me, the first question on my lips is, God, why the fuck did that happen?
Like, this was your job. You better hope the Greeks were right and you're in front of Zeus. That's your only chance. Because he'll be like, yeah, but, been there.
This is your job, right? This is your fucking job. And I got to deal with this shit. Like, what? And
Dollar Trees are like one of the most understaffed stores in the country. Like John Oliver did a whole episode on the Dollar Tree. Yeah. And they never have enough people. So you're not finding an employee to help you because there aren't any.
Jesus Christ, Tara. It's another Florida. Oh, my fucking God. Oh, my God. And it's also Miami. Now, this one.
What the fuck is going on in Miami?
This one is. Some people get this weird idea about how the world works. And it typically has to do with getting their formative impressions from pop culture, mainly movies. You think you see somebody in a movie do something, you think, you know what, that's how I'm going to handle this problem.
I mean, rom-coms have fucked us up so bad.
This is less of a rom-com, but this is just the fucking he deserves.
Man, if it works in a rom-com, that doesn't mean you should do it in life. You'll probably just get a stalking charge.
Yeah, well, if you see something in like an episode of Reacher or something, you probably shouldn't do that either. Ex-car dealer gets 8 years for carjacking customer near MIA after auto pay hiccup. Federal judge handed down an 8-year sentence to a former car dealer convicted of carjacking a customer near Miami International Airport over a single missed payment.
There's like 3 different ways that's not how repossession works.
Miami federal jury convicted Eric Haddad, 59, of Aventura, 59, of a federal carjacking charge in October. Prosecutors said he operated Guru Auto Sales. Google currently lists the dealership as permanently closed. Authorities say the Israeli national victimized a 24-year-old Haitian immigrant who bought a 2020 Honda Accord from Guru in October 2023. Prosecutors say victim was never given a copy of the sales paperwork and was not aware of an agreement between Guru and the finance company stipulated that, quote, if he was late on a payment within the first 2 months of the loan, the finance company would demand the approximately $13,800 it paid for the loan back from the dealership. Okay. The victim's first payment bounced after he set up auto pay, setting in motion a chain of events that would turn Haddad into a federal inmate. So prosecutors say that even though the victim was current on his account that day, and the dealership was expressly told they couldn't repossess the car, when the victim reached a red light, Haddad, whom the victim had never met before, got out of the black BMW in the middle of the intersection and approached the victim's Honda, ripping off the temporary tag, aggressively yelling at the victim to get out of the car. The victim was able to get away when the light turned green, but Haddad eventually caught up to him, continually aggressively screaming at the victim to get out of the car, eventually flashing his holstered gun in his waistband, getting the man to surrender his keys. The victim, in shock, called what was then the Miami-Dade Police Department, whose officers arrested Haddad initially on state charges and located the gun. Case later became federal as the Honda was, according to federal indictment, transported, shipped, and received in interstate and foreign commerce. So what happened was, because this guy, there was a screw up with his auto pay, the loan company tried to get the loan back from the dealership, which, my dude, that's a bad loan company to work with in the first place.
Yeah.
And he flipped the shit out, tracked this guy down, and tried to take the car back at gunpoint. Somewhere.
Which, imagine, you're driving around in your car.
Uh-huh.
And you stop in an intersection and some fucking psychopath rips off your temp tag and starts banging on the windows. Your first thought is not going to be, oh man, there was a snafu with the payment.
Right? He never met this guy. This was not the guy who sold it to him. It was one of the other people, the salespeople at place. This is the owner. He didn't know who the fuck this guy was.
No.
This guy watched some damn movie or another and thought to himself, I can do this. I don't need lawyers and all that. Takes too long. I'll just handle this. It's my right.
Which, if the account was paid up, there's nothing to fucking handle anyway.
I mean, what you should be doing is going to court with the loan company, because those are some stupid ass terms, my bro.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different.
Also, did you try calling this person first?
No, he staked out his home. Got his address. Staked
generally, if you miss a payment on something, they call you.
Motherfucker. How dare you? There's a lot of this right now. This whole idea of this is how you handle shit. You just go off and...
There's a lot of dudes out there who think they're fucking Batman.
This is
you are not Batman.
This is the least... Batman doesn't have to yell at people. You ever seen Batman yelling?
All Batman does is yell at people.
No, he doesn't yell. He just does it over a fucking voice. He doesn't yell at folks. Batman just scares the living shit out of you.
Batman yelled at a lot of people.
Well, okay, it's fucking Nolan though. Come on. Batman scares the shit out of people. That's what Batman does. If Batman's yelling, Batman's doing a bad job. If Batman's pulling out a gun, Batman is doing a bad job.
Batman has a whole thing about that.
Yeah, he's got a whole thing. Now, finally, we want to upbeat story on this. Now, once we get, don't let the headline fool you on this one, okay? This is actually good. This is actually a good outcome here. It's going to sound weird, but it's, bless his fucking heart. He did a really stupid thing and it saved his life. Bless his little heart. Cake bandit opossum hospitalized after indulging in an entire Costco cake.
You know what?
Look at
Who hasn't been there? Who hasn't been there?
A real estate agent in Omaha, Nebraska. He's a baby. A real estate agent in Omaha, Nebraska recently got an unexpected house guest, a hungry opossum who ate the entire tuxedo chocolate mousse cake she recently bought from Costco.
Charlie just totally ate shit off the tower.
He does that. Charlie, buddy. Charlie, bless your heart, buddy. Come here. Settle down. Kim Doggett, you want to come up here? You want to come up here and say hi to the people? Come here, buddy. You fell down. You fell down.
Am I weird for saying that possums are real cute?
They are. They are very cute. And they eat ticks.
And apparently they actually do make very good pets if you get them as babies.
Yeah. You're not supposed to. Don't do that. But if you have to raise one that can't be released, they're nice. Kim
They
Doggett.
can be very loyal pets.
Yeah. Kim Doggett walked outside last Sunday to find her chocolate cake on the floor of her back porch, brown paw prints all over her new beige couch, and a panting opossum lying on top of it. Now fans have flooded Nebraska Wildlife Rehab, where the possum was admitted on February 10th with messages of support for the viral Kate bandit who ate an entire Costco cake. Quote, "We've all been there, girl," one person said under the Wildlife Rescue Service. Quote, "I also have to breathe heavily after eating an entire cake by myself. Maybe not Costco, but it definitely happened more than once. I get it, girl. I get it." Earlier that night, Doggett asked her son to take her homemade peanut butter balls outside to the deck as their refrigerator was full. We just ran out of room, and in the wintertime, it works out great because you don't have to try to slam everything in there. Upon opening the door, her son quickly shut it and refused to go back out there. "There's a possum on your couch," he said to her. His mom didn't believe it first. "I really thought he was messing with me, so I went over there, turned on the light, opened the door, and like, oh my." And then I was like, oh, it ate the Costco cake. The whole thing was almost sitting on the ground next to the couch. The two tried to shoot the possum.
Are people afraid of possums?
Yeah, well, possums will try to scare you away. Because they're scared
they hiss
of you.
At you.
Yeah, they try to.
But they don't attack you.
You don't know that. They try to scare you.
The thing they're known for is playing dead.
Yeah, look at that. There's the possum right there. They try to scare you. They tried to shoo the possum away with no luck. She began to consider whether the chocolate could have been poisonous to the animal. Kim Doggett called the Humane Society. They retrieved and transported the animal to evaluate it. Now, here's the part where this actually worked out great. Eating the cake likely saved the opossum's life. The cake bandit is supposed to be treated for her recent dietary habits and unrelated leg toxicity. It appears she was lucky to have been caught red-handed because it allowed her to come to her hospital and get diagnosed for what can become a fatal condition in wildlife. So because she ate the whole cake, they were able to go, oh, wait, your lead levels are too high. Let's fix you. It saved her life.
It was a cry for help. It was a cry for help.
Oh, bless her. So, I mean, I would, if it was normal folks, they'd be like, I don't know what to do with an opossum. Around here, they show up a lot because we have the community cats we feed. So the possums are like, oh, there's food. And they come by and hang out too. And they're scared of us. And the raccoons show up who are less scared of us. The raccoons will they'll side-eye your ass.
Possums don't really want to bother anybody. They just want to waddle around, eat bugs, you know.
I have watched the fucking raccoons. I've gone outside to be like, go on, get. And the raccoon sitting right there with the bowl of food has been like, just never breaking eye contact with me the whole time. Does not give a fuck. The possums will get scared and try to, and I'm like, oh, honey, it's okay. I'm not gonna mess with you. The raccoons are
My dad used to have an ongoing battle with squirrels, and he would get humane traps and drive them to the state park and release them. And it was my job when I came home from school to check the traps. And a couple of times we got a possum instead of a squirrel. And I got told the fuck off But that poor terrified possum. And like my dad was always like, don't mess with anything. Just if we caught anything, just move the trap inside so the poor thing doesn't bake in the sun, you know?
So it worked out. It worked out. So
yeah,
I got it. This is another one of those moments where those confluence of events just sort of like, this is what life is all about. These weird intermixing of moments that, oh, you possum ate the entire cake, but that saved her life because this is nice. It's nice.
I think the lesson here is eat the whole damn cake.
Eat the whole damn cake. Yeah, that's what we learned this week. When in doubt, just fucking eat the whole cake.
It might save you.
It might save you. Yes.
Eat the whole cake and hiss at people.
And shop at Costco because they're union. Yeah. So, yeah. We've learned that just because you see it on a TV show does not mean it is a viable legal strategy. Mm-mm. Like this is some fucking like Jack Ryan
even
shit.
If it's on like a lawyer TV show because they're all fucking their clients. That's not okay. So even if the TV show has lawyers on it, don't listen to them.
We've learned that at some point you may have to deal with someone just pounding it while locking eyes with you, and it's not in a good way.
If you're a woman, you will have to deal with this at some point. I'm sorry to say.
And if there is a God, you make them answer for that shit, because that's fucked up. That's just creepy as shit. We have learned that if you drink enough, you can set up little mystery games for yourself. You know, it's like,
you don't have to pay for the escape room.
Yeah, why are my pants wet? Why aren't I wearing them? What happened to my car? Just get really drunk. That'll save you. Save you a lot of money. Let's get some, natty ice. We have learned that if you are in law enforcement and you are trying to have a beef with someone on social media, you have already failed. You are already one of the least cool motherfuckers on the planet because you have lost
the second you decide to play the game.
Because you are running the social media account for a law enforcement organization. There are few things less cool than that.
Yeah.
Like that is one of the most just take the L. And finally, we've learned that somehow goddamn Pokemon cards have become like the new, like, I guess gold bullion or some shit.
Who knew?
How many stories have we had of people stealing fucking trading card shit?
How many Pokemon are they up to now? Like 1 million?
Several hundred. Because every time there's a new game.
How many of those little fuckers do they even have?
I pointed out that for Ash, this is, the little Ash Ketchum, this is an existential horror for him because to be the very best, he has to catch them all. But he can never catch them all because they are always more. So it's like Sisyphus.
He's like a modern day Sisyphus, exactly.
Pushing the Pokeball up the hill.
We're at 1,025 Pokemon.
That is way too much to ask of a 9-year-old.
You know what freaks me out about I don't want to be a downer. I don't want to be that guy. And I'm sorry because I'm about to be. But the thing that has never sat right with me about Pokemon is that the entire premise is that you capture these tiny animals and force them to fight.
Oh, but they like it, is the thing. They like it.
Up.
No, they like it. They like
They like it.
Oh yeah, no, the Pokemon, they love blood sport. It's in their, it's genetically, they adore it. It's so fucking weird.
I just find it a little upsetting to teach the kids. That's me.
Omega says Ash would have to catch God in order to catch them all.
Don't get there.
Just kicking the pearly gates open. Got a master ball in hand. It's like, Yahweh, I choose you.